Today I'm going to be sharing with you an advanced rap tip that's going to allow your raps to feel a lot better. And this is by understanding something that I like to call rap quadrants. And to keep things simple, in music, we typically do things in 4-bar sections. Meaning, if you pay attention, a lot of times something will shift every 4 bars within the instrumental, or something will shift every 4 bars within the lyrics. And you can think of this as like progression happening throughout the song, so your song feels like it's going somewhere, not just staying stagnant and staying in the same place. And for clarity, every song is different, everything is unique, and this is not necessarily the case every single song, but a lot of times this is the case. And if you apply this technique, it can allow your raps to sound and just feel so much more better. So let's just dive straight into this, and I'm going to show you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. So in just a moment, I'm going to play a rap verse that I wrote over an instrumental that I produced called Bounty Hunter. And if you like this instrumental, I'll also post a link to where you can get it in the video's description. But this visual diagram that you see here is demonstrating what's happening, the shifts that are taking place when you listen to this verse and the way that it connects with what's happening in the instrumental. So each shade of color that you're seeing represented here is just representing 4-bar sections, okay? And so just look at the instrumental for a second. For 4 bars, there's no drums or bass, okay? This is what we would consider the intro of the verse section, okay? So the verse comes in, there's no drums or bass. After 4 bars, drums and bass are added. And then at the end of the next 4-bar section, you're going to hear what I consider like a conclusive bass pattern played. And what I mean by that, I'm sure there's a more technical music term for that, but it makes me feel like the bass pattern has been completed. It's like a 4-bar bass pattern. And for the most part, that bass is pretty repetitive, but it does something different on the 4th bar section. And it just gives it some nice movement going into the next 4-bar section. And if you look below that on the next 4-bar section, there's a cowbell that's added on that 2nd bar. And then I also introduce a short synth melody on the final 2 bars of that 4-bar section. And then after that, going into the final 4-bar section represented in red in here, the hi-hats, the bass line, and a short synth melody is removed. So we're really stripping down the instrumental right here. And then that continues on. And then on the final last 4th bar of this 4-bar section, the kick and the snare is removed. The bass line also comes back in at the very end of this bar. So this just gives you a quick overview of what's happening in the instrumental that's causing it to create movement and build and also come back down in energy over time to give everything some nice movement. Now let's take a look at the lyrics and what's going on here. If you look at the first 4-bar section, I have a rhyme scheme pattern that goes for 2 bars, and I also have a cadence scheme pattern that goes for 4 bars. So I keep the same cadence scheme going for 4 bars, and I switch up the rhyme scheme within that 4-bar section. And then I change it after those 4 bars. Then I go into a new rhyme scheme pattern that I keep going for 4 bars. And I also change the cadence pattern, and it goes for another 4 bars. And then, once again, it shifts after that into a new 4-bar section. And I have a rhyme scheme and a cadence scheme all going for 4 bars as well. And then it changes again, going into that red final 4-bar section, or quadrant, as you can call it. And then here I have the rhyme scheme and the cadence scheme that only happens for 2 bars, and then it shifts again for the final 2 bars of that last quadrant, the rhyme scheme and also the cadence scheme for 2 bars there, and then it finishes off. So I just wanted to give you a quick, just brief overview so you kind of understand what's happening and how these 4-bar sections, these quadrants, are connecting with each other. And it's what makes them sound in sync with each other. Things are shifting, things are changing within the instrumental. Also, things are shifting and changing in the lyrics, but they're being done in a way to where they connect together with those changes. Think about it like they're in a dance with each other. And as the instrumental goes in, I go in. As the instrumental goes out, I can go out with it. Don't overthink it, but just keep that in mind as I play this for you. And I'm going to also give you an example afterwards where I'm going to shift my verse. I'm going to make it just 1 bar later, and it's going to take everything out of sync, and you're going to hear that difference. Even though I'm going to be rapping on beat, everything's going to sound good as far as it being on beat and being on time, but it's not going to feel right to how everything is connecting together. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you lend me your attention, you will be able to witness the penmanship of a magician who can achieve the impossible with a lot of his audibles. And you probably ought to be able to model them all, because he selflessly breaks it down, every detail, and plus expounds on the intricacies of rap just to see if that helps him out. Cause he never forgot about how hard it was starting out in the South back in the day without no one who could help him out. So take your head out the clouds and stop with the out of date, trial and error, aimless way of learning the whole rapping thing. If you trying to step in your rap game, you ain't gotta wait. That guy Cold Minds, no lie, man, he'll get you straight. So if you wanna learn how to rap, then you found the dude. You just gotta watch two things and you bound to move. You gotta watch my videos and gotta watch your attitude. And make sure you subscribe, cause every week I'm dropping something new. Okay, now I'm just gonna take that verse and move it forward one bar and watch how everything's gonna start feeling out of sync. Let's check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you lend me your attention, you will be able to witness the penmanship of a magician who can achieve the impossible with a lot of his audibles. And you probably ought to be able to model them all, because he selflessly breaks it down, every detail, and plus expounds on the intricacies of rap just to see if that helps him out. Cause he never forgot about how hard it was starting out in the South back in the day without no one who could help him out. So take your head out the clouds and stop with the out of date, trial and error, aimless way of learning the whole rapping thing. If you trying to step in your rap game, you ain't gotta wait. That guy Cold Minds, no lie, man, he'll get you straight. So if you wanna learn how to rap, then you found the dude. You just gotta watch two things and you bound to move. You gotta watch my videos and gotta watch your attitude. And make sure you subscribe, cause every week I'm dropping something new. So the next time you're writing a rap over an instrumental, pay very close attention to these quadrants. Pay attention to where the verse begins and pay attention to every 4-bar section and when it changes, and make sure that you're in sync with that, to make sure everything feels good, to make sure you're changing or shifting or progressing as the instrumental is as well. And if you want to dig deeper into this, I did do a video tutorial recently that talks about how to know where to write your rap verse on the instrumental. Some people struggle with understanding what song structure is and wrapping their mind around it, no pun intended. But I did a really good video on that. So check that out if you want to kind of get a deeper understanding on song structure and figuring out where things are supposed to go and stuff like that. My name is Cold Minds with ColdMindsStudios.com, where I strive to make you a better rapper now. And if you're trying to perfect your rap skills, make sure that you get yourself a free copy of my ebook, The #1 Fundamental to Rapping, via the link in the video description below. And subscribe to this channel for more straight to the point, no BS, how to rap video tutorials just like this one. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it.